I changed one thing when caring for my houseplants, and now my houseplants are thriving, so I encourage you to do the same thing. About 2 or 3 years ago, I was top watering all of my houseplants, but I changed to bottom watering after reading the benefits of bottom watering online, and now all my plants are so much healthier. So what is bottom watering? Basically, it's exactly what it says on the tin. If your plant is sat in a tray, saucer, or in a decorative pot, all you do is add water to the pot or tray and let the plant sit in the water and soak up the water from the bottom through wick action. This is of course different to taking your plant to your sink and watering from the top and letting the excess water drain from the pot. So what are the benefits that I have seen to my houseplant since I changed to bottom watering? Well, the most significant change I have seen is much healthier root development. If you bottom water your plants, you are encouraging the roots of the plant to grow downwards in the pot and search for the water. This is healthy because it prevents the plant from becoming root bound and circling the crown of the plant near where the soil line is. This is a tendency to strangle the plant, which is clearly not good for the plant. If you top water your plant, then the top few inches of the soil is often moist, so the roots grow in all directions in the pot. And then once they hit the edge of the pot, they tend to keep growing and encircling the plant. So bottom watering avoids this and keeps the roots at the bottom of the pot where the moisture is. The second major benefit I've seen is a massive reduction in the number of fungus gnats in the soil of my houseplants. In case you don't know, fungus gnats are little black flea-like creatures that hop around on the top of the soil of your houseplants. So they're a really common problem and really hard to get rid of. Fungus gnats like the moist top 2 inches of soil to lay their eggs, which then develop into larvae and then into adults in the soil. And watering from the top encourages this because the top of the soil will often be wet. You can break this life cycle with bottom watering as it allows you to control how wet the top of the plant's soil gets because the soil is getting moistened from the bottom. This can help you control fungus gnat outbreaks in your houseplants. Bottom watering is also a consistent watering method as water wicks up through the soil from the base of the plant and hydrates the roots evenly. This means that all of the roots of the plant are getting an even amount of moisture with no dry patches in the soil. So with top watering, unless you do it really thoroughly, you could miss parts of the soil and some parts of the plant's roots won't get enough moisture. This technique allows you to manage how much water you are giving your plants and reduces the risk of over or under watering your plants. As long as you check that the soil is dry before watering, either by sticking your finger in the soil or using a moisture meter like I do, then you shouldn't be overwatering your plants. If you add a certain amount to the pot, then it reduces the risk of overwatering. I've also noticed that the soil of my plants is much less compact than when I was watering from the top. Watering from the top compacts the plant's soil over time because you're obviously pouring water over the top of the soil and it is draining through the plant, which, because of gravity, compacts the soil. And obviously this isn't healthy for the plant's roots. Bottom watering is a method of watering your plants through wick action, which does not compact the soil over time. So whenever I up-pot my plants, I notice often how light and airy the soil is. There are other benefits to bottom watering that I found useful as well. I find it far less time consuming. All you need to do is just take your jug and go around and check the moisture level of your plants and just give them a water if they are dry. If you have lots of plants like I do, then this will be a big time saver rather than taking each of your plants over to the sink area to water over the top and letting it drain through. This method also helps reduce splashes on the leaves of the plants, which can be a bit of a problem for plants such as Tradescantia, where if you splash water on the leaves, it tends to leave brown marks on the leaves. This method allows you to control the stream of water you are adding to the pot, avoiding the leaves of the plant. Bottom watering also reduces mess and damaging plants from when you move them from their spot to water over your sink. Instead, you are simply watering the plant in the spot that it lives in, so there's less risk of spilling dirt or breaking leaves in the process of moving the plants. When watering my plants, I like to use my very handy moisture meter to check the level of moisture in the soil to avoid overwatering my houseplants. And it features in my favourite houseplant care accessories video, which you can watch by clicking on the link here. I'll see you there, and thank you very much for watching.